here live, just ready and willing to answer any questions that you have. It could be about marriage, parenting, TV shows, movies, sports, fitness, relationships, the Bible, finances, just about anything. I am 100% open to any forms of questions, thoughts, or comments. I'm down. Just hanging out here, just seeing, making sure the audio is good. Wonderful. Okay, audio's off. All right. Okay. So, all right. Hey, I'm Stephen Tocher, and I have been life coaching and helping people over the past 20 years to understand their careers, their life callings, get deeper in their faith. I've lost over 120 pounds. I've kept it off for the past 15 years. I've gained about 15 pounds of muscle, probably gained about 5 pounds of fat. But when you have multiple kiddos and you're working two jobs and you're doing everything else that you're doing, that I'm doing, you just try to stay as healthy as possible. My blood work is great, so by God's grace, I'm starting to become pretty darn good at my marriage and parenting. It's a lot of hard work I put in there, but if anyone wants to talk about that or TV shows, movies, sports, fitness, relationships, addictions, the Bible, finances, I am all up for any forms of questions that anyone has tonight. It's Valentine's Day tomorrow. And I'm just taking a break for the past couple of weeks, just working on a few different projects right now. And I'm going to continue processing the last 10 chapters in my book, the 30 steps towards breaking addiction and healing from the inside out. It's been quite an amazing journey, actually, to go through it and to edit something that I wrote 10 years ago to make sure there's validity in it. Because I want to make sure that my theology is correct, that my thought processes have stayed the same, that my stances on and beliefs on the way you can be physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually healed and healthy have stayed the same. And for the most part, I must say, now that I'm 40, I'm going on 41, they have stayed the same over the past 10 to 15 years. And I am not rigid in my thoughts and beliefs. I'm constantly open to change, and that's something that I'm going to be hopefully very rigid about, if that makes any sense. Rigid about being changeable. So fluidity is what I'm really hoping for. And just learning, because I've seen way too many people get really stiff in their old age, physically, emotionally, mentally, relationally, and there's no wiggle room, and they're not flexible. I think you can be very strong. I think you can be meek, but not weak. I think you can be a person who is, has a great center of what they feel and what they believe. So again, the definition of meekness is strength and power under control. A lot of the times, meekness and weakness are crossed over in the worst ways possible. But when you are a parent, when you are married, when you are working a full-time job, when you do go to the gym, when you do have to stay physically fit, when you are paying your bills, when you become financially stable, when you mentor, when you counsel, you cannot be weak in these areas. You have to be meek to have the strength and power under control. There's a lot of times that I'm counseling people, life coaching, walking them through different aspects in life, or being a parent, and let me tell you, it's something else, because there's a lot of different opinions in the world and the way people operate and the way people do things. So I'm just trying my best to share those tools and skill sets that I've learned over the years. And if anyone has any questions or thoughts, I'm open to answering just about anything about life, about kids, TV shows, movies, sports, fitness, relationships, addictions, the Bible, the Super Bowl, fitness, finances, or food, I should say. I already said fitness. I am just an open book tonight, as I'm not doing another video in the book series, as hopefully I'll be releasing my book towards the middle end of this year, maybe next year, with more kiddos on the way. I have to, be flexible and know that that's life sometimes, right? You don't always get to do the things that you want to do off the bat, and I have to trust God's timing as well. So Yeah, very, very thankful to be with you tonight, to be in a free form. It's pretty relaxed. Usually, when I do these Friday videos, it takes about 10 to 12 hours of prep time, which can be exhausting. So, this is a nice, relaxing mode of connecting with people. I'll be doing my next interview probably in 2 weeks Monday. We'll see who I'll be having on. I'm pretty sure I'll be having on my friend Rob, who's a parent of two teenagers. So we'll do another deep dive into the teenage realm and psyche. And I have a couple more interviews lined up for March, and maybe one more, two or more of these Ask Me Anything segments. And then I'll hopefully be jumping back into chapters 19 through 23 of the book over the next 4 weeks. But time to take a break and just relax and chit chat with anyone who is on or who's open to chatting. Yeah, I guess, I've noticed that today, what I feel I miss God's timing. What if okay, so here's a question for tonight. First one by A.Y. Lutz. What if I feel I missed God's timing? What should the follow-up be? Hey, Tracy, how are you today? It's a fantastic question. Thank you, Lutz. So I would say one of the first things we have to pull back and dissect is the concept of God's timing. So I don't know how many times in the Bible it actually speaks. Tracy, thanks. My day is going quite well, actually. I'm pretty relaxed. It's Valentine's Day tomorrow. Got my wife some gifts. Looking forward to a date night. We've only had 4 or 5 in the past 4 or 5 years since with COVID. We got married and we've had kiddos nonstop ever since. So it'd be nice to have a date with my wife tomorrow. Thanks for asking. Getting back to you, Lutz. So the idea and the concept of God's timing. All right. So God is outside of time, space, matter, and energy, right? We are living in a linear time frame. And so when it comes to God's timing, well, we're free will agents. So God being omnipotent is working with all 8 billion people in our life, like in this world. And so if you were able to ever take a look at the tracker of human life to death, the ratio or the counter of people who are dying to being born, it's pretty astonishing to think that every second there's like people falling off the planet that are dying, taking their last breath, and there's babies being born all around the world, right? We're at 8 billion and we're going to be at 9 billion probably in the next 5 to 10 years. It's incredible how many human beings there are on this planet. So God is working in all of this, all of the moments. Now, I think there are big moments that obviously are kind of like the tidal waves in life, and it's up to us to make decisions within the time frame of the tidal wave. And I mean to say this in the analogy like this. So if there's a tidal wave coming, and say you live on the shore, if you know the tidal wave's coming, you can battle down the hatches, you can run for it. If you don't have the money, you might have to just try to get to the high ground. You might want to move for the long term in the future. There's a bunch of different ways that you can take the situation that's happening in your life, this tidal wave that's coming. The tidal wave is coming, and I think that's the concept or thought process of like God's timing. Not to say that it's in a negative way, but it's just that tidal wave is coming. It's just how you want to deal with that or the circumstances that you have around you. So when it actually comes, in my opinion, to God's timing for your life in different situations, it's also how you're prepping for God's timing. So if you feel like you've actually missed God's timing, it's probably because of a lack of maybe spending time with the Lord, having the right people around you, allowing for the circumstances to play out in their fullest forms, just getting yourself quiet and being peaceful in front of God. And so as you do that more and more, you will realize the signs and signals to when God is opening and closing a door. I hope I'm understanding what you mean by God's timing. I really feel like it's more of an opening and closing the doors in our lives. But I want to say that I heard my pastor actually just say this recently, something along the lines of, if the Holy Spirit's involved in your life and you're in consistent communication and conversation, you're going to have the Holy Spirit working alongside you as long as you're in the right place If you, as long as you're, trying to um, fall under grace and fall under that concept of repentance, and you're doing the best that you can to spend time with the Lord and understand, the Lord's precepts and ways. So I would say that it's really hard to get out of God's timing if you are well grounded in the Word and with the Lord in general. So that would kind of be my answer. I don't think you should be too worried about that, because most of the time, when we feel like a door is being opened or closed, most of the time it's based off of our own interpretation of the situation. And a lot of the times, the interpretation that we have is wrong, or the door that we think is open or closed is actually not very good for us. So I hope that kind of helps. If you want to give me some more details into that, that would help. I'm kind of trying to give an overview answer to that question. It's a great question that I think a lot of people feel very helpless in. But rest assured that if God wants something to be done in your life, He will make it known and apparent. And you may feel like you missed the window the first time, but God will definitely allow for the door to be opened again in the future. I'm trying to think of a biblical reference where someone may have felt like they missed out on a time frame or a situation, and God worked it out for good. I guess you could say with Joseph, when he was in prison, and when he was struggling, maybe not struggling, I should say, he was desperate to get out of jail. And so the baker and the cupbearer come to him with these dreams, and he gives the interpretation. One of them lives and one of them dies. And maybe he must have felt like he missed something, he did something wrong. But God, in His infinite timing, if he didn't get, if that cupbearer, or sorry, yeah, if the cupbearer didn't forget that Joseph had helped him out and just never stood up for him, then when the Pharaoh had the dream that he had, who knows where Joseph would have been? Maybe he would have been shipped back into slavery. Maybe he would have been out of the kingdom. Maybe he would have reunited with his family. And a lot of the Middle Eastern known world at that time would have perished because of the opportunity that maybe Joseph saw that was missed with the cupbearer. But in reality, God was working out together for good because God loves him and loved them. So hopefully that answers your question. I appreciate you asking the question. And if anyone else has any questions tonight about marriage or parenting, fitness, thank you, Sir Stephen. I think your explanation made some clarity. God really works in His mysterious ways. Yeah, absolutely. I think you summed that up very well. You summed that up very, very well. And if you have any more, not only questions, but if you have any more depth to that or any circumstances, I'd love to help you walk through that. I appreciate the question and the opportunity to answer it. And if anyone has any prayer requests or thoughts, I'm totally down, totally open. I have the energy and the time, and just wanted to make myself available for anyone who wants to ask a question about anything, from marriage or parenting to TV shows, movies, sports, the recent Super Bowl. I haven't watched too much of the Olympics. Winter Olympics in general is just not really my jam right now, and we don't want to put the kids through, give them too much TV time, but it is what it is. The Winter Olympics has never been really my thing. More my wife. She used to do snowboarding, and she's great at skating and stuff like that. But if you want to talk about any of those types of things, we can always look things up tonight, or relationships, addictions, the Bible, finances. I am completely open to anything tonight if anyone would like to chat. So Tracy, how was my day? So the day was filled with a lot of little moments. I would say spending time with my daughters in the morning. They're a bit sick, so just trying to make sure that they feel loved and they feel emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically fed. I actually just watched this video by a doctor, and he was sharing, I think he was a psychiatric doctor, and he was sharing the idea of parents who always say good job, or you're doing amazing, or whatever it might be, and you can over validate your child. And I, like, at the beginning of the video, I was like, this is nuts. Like, what is he talking about? We've grown up in cultures and as people groups who have kind of neglected children for decades and centuries. But the more and more he spoke on it, the more and more I realized that he's got a fantastic point, that they become so dependent on us for their validation. And so I've started to actually put that into practice. So instead of saying, hey, good job at the artwork you've done, I would say, what do you like about your artwork? Or, what shape were you going for? Or what color is your favorite there? Or what kind of artwork would you like to do next? And that has actually caused a deeper engagement with my daughter, right? She just wants to talk more about her art, and that's the goal, right? To get to know her better and to just be able to watch her little brain light up. So, that was interesting. So I was trying to use that strategy a bit today, and then work was pretty normal. Just pounded out as much as I could, and I was able to speak to some people in my workplace. I continually try to share the gospel whenever I have the opportunity, but not in your face situation, more out of conversation and communication, the depth of communication. And so it's been quite a nice day overall. And so tonight, if anyone has any questions or thoughts on parenting, TV shows, marriage, movies, sports, fitness, relationships, addictions, the Bible, finances, life stories, or just questions about anything, I am down to try and answer with you. I've been life coaching people for over 20 years. I've run Bible studies for 15 to 20 years. I've made myself, I'm trying to just make myself as accessible as possible, as life can sometimes be super busy, and I'm trying to take a little bit more of a relaxed approach. So if anyone has any questions, you can type it out in the chat. I'd love to spend time answering. If not, I'll just keep gabbing away here. I've been spending some time in studying the book of Peter now, and it's amazing the insights that this quote-unquote lowly fisherman had. The way that he became the Petros, I think Petro and Petros. So a lot of Christendom will label Peter one way or the other. They'll label him the rock, the singular rock, or they will label him the little rock, the Petros. And I think Christ was saying that he is the rock, he is the foundation, and Peter was the first of the small rocks. And then later in Peter's epistle, he calls us all stones. So I'd like to lean into that Christ is our foundation and the rock, and that Peter, not a human being, is the church itself. But, if I'm wrong, so be it, right? That's why churches and church history and Christians have been fighting for centuries and millennia, not for me to come along on YouTube and tell you what's what, right? But it's just amazing to hear, this man who was so ineloquent and so rough around the edges, cutting people's ears off, speaking out of turn. The amount of times that Jesus actually scolded Peter was incredible. And the fact that he spoke to Jesus in such a candid way, and he told Jesus, like, no, you don't know what you're talking about. I would never, desert you, so on and so forth. I just feel so comfortable and around Peter. And I'm so thankful that Peter is, someone in the Bible, because I can actually relate to this guy. So as I'm studying Peter, I'm just reminded of who I am as a person. And no matter how much I learn or what I am doing for the Lord, it's been wonderful to do that. Hey, how are you? Crankto, Kraken, nice to meet you. Nice. Thanks for saying hello, for stopping by. If you have any questions about marriage, parenting, TV shows, movies, sports, fitness, relationships, addictions, the Bible, finances. Hey, what's going on? War God, that's a cool name. 4R4X. What's going on? We're just spitballing tonight, talking about the night, talking about life, talking about just about anything. Peter's a great book in the Bible. We're watching The Rookie right now. It's a fantastic TV show. It's pretty clean. I'm pretty astonished that a show from LA about cops has some good humor in it, some fantastic action. Is running into its 8th season, and I can understand why it has like its quote-unquote wokey moments. But they are leveling it off in now season 7. I really, really enjoy that show. Read 12 to 13 in the Bible. Read 12 through 13 in the Bible. Which of what book? 12 and 13. I'd love to read. We could break something down if you'd like to break down a Bible verse or a chapter. I'll read which one, which book. You read Bible, 12 and 12, 13. I can read Peter verses 12 and 13 if you want. I can do that right now. How's that? So 1 Peter 1, 12 through 13. All right. This is a verse actually I was on. That one. Okay, so we can read it. Let's break it down. All right. It was revealed to them that they were not serving themselves, but you. Actually, we're going to have to go back a few verses to make this clear here. So we're just going to go to 1 Peter chapter 1, and we'll start at probably verse 10. Concerning this salvation, the prophets who spoke of the grace that was not come to you searched intently and with the greatest care, trying not to find out the time, circumstances to which the Spirit of Christ in them was pointing when he predicted the sufferings of this Messiah and the glories that would follow. It was revealed to them that they were not serving themselves, but you, when they spoke of the things that they have been told you by those who have preached the gospel to you by the Holy Spirit sent from heaven. Even the angels long to look into these types of things. All right. Is that good? Did you have any questions on that? Oh, how's my day, Stephen? Yeah, War God, thanks for the question. And again, I can always break that down. You don't want me to break it down? Okay, that's cool. How was my day? So I was explaining earlier that I've really been trying to spend time, micro and macro moments with my kids. And one of those things have been to try to affirm them without just saying, you've done a great job or nice job or great work or just like affirm. I'm trying to get them to start critically thinking. And they're young. Oh, thanks for subbing. I appreciate that. That's wonderful. Thank you so much, War God. So it is one of those things where, as a parent, you don't want to go one way or the other too far. You want to be able to affirm them and make them feel wonderful and comfortable in the right headspace. You also want them to know that there will be consequences for how they act or how they treat someone else or how they even treat themselves. And then you want them to question. I don't want my children to be robots. I don't want them to follow God in Christianity because I'm following God in Christianity. I want them to question that, to see the fruit in my life and in my wife's life, to see the love that we have for other people, the love that we clearly have for them, and for them to make their own diagnostics and predictions and testing, right? Because you don't want your kids to just be like, you got to go to church and you got to do these things. Like up until a certain age, you have to teach them the right thing, right? But you can't just all of a sudden, hope that because you've imposed something on them, that's going to be the way that they're going to perceive knowledge and information. Because there's a vast difference between godly wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and what we see in what most of the world does, which is accumulating data and information, which is essentially going into Chat GPT, typing out a bunch of prompts, and all of a sudden there you go, right? So I'm trying to teach my girls critical thinking right now, and trying to be a critical thinker myself. At what times am I forcing a narrative down their throats, compared to at what point am I walking them towards the knowledge and wisdom that I have. If you look back, at some of the interviews that I've had a few guys who have PhDs in physics and astrophysics, right? Who have guys who have masters in biology, and different people from different educational backgrounds who love the Lord, who are Christians, who follow the Lord, who are extremely intellectual and smart, could run with the best of pretty much anyone in the world. One's a professor at a university, and in these conversations, it just goes to show you that there's so much wonder in our universe, and there's so much learning to do. How was your day, other people watching. Yeah, there you go. Get some chatties going on. And if anyone has any questions on marriage, parenting, TV shows, movies, sports, fitness, relationships, addictions, the Bible, finances, want to connect more just in general, or have questions about just life, and it's I'm here. I'm here all night. Well, not all night, but I'm here for a while. I think War God, there's some shy people, but it's my channel's been very slow going. But I appreciate anyone who's willing to stay, watch, and ask questions. And that's kind of the point. Half of the point of the channel that I've made is it's hopefully more of an intimate place where I can spend time with people. And if it grows, it grows. If it doesn't, I have to keep the mindset that it's one-on-one. Yeah, absolutely. It's okay if people are shy. People come from different places, and that's why I actually do it on this platform instead of the 16:9 platform, the widescreen, because there's people doom scrolling. There's people who are just looking to chat, and I just want to give people that opportunity to talk about anything and everything. At some point, I probably should get a board above me or something to lay out some of the questions or parameters for the questions tonight. But I've been life coaching for 20 years now, and I've been, I've worked anything and any and every job that you can help, that you can hope to help or do. I've done it. I actually got a new friend today. Oh, wonderful. How did you meet this new friend? War God? You can keep it typing in the chat. If anyone has any questions, type in the chat. I'll eventually get a phone line going. Just difficult. There's so much work going on in my life right now. I'm busting out 70 to 80 hours a week. Make sure my kiddos have a lot of good time with their dad, and my wife gets the best hours of my day. And then I enjoy streaming, video gaming, things of that nature in the evenings, and hopefully drawing people to know the Lord. All right, so he was new and he was shy, so I hung out with him. Oh, that's wonderful. Is he a new friend at school, or is he a new friend at work, or just a person you kind of met on your day-to-day travels? Yeah, so I've worked a bunch of different jobs over the years. I've worked actually, I think 17 companies, sorry, I think it's 16 companies over 37 different positions. And I'm 40 years old now, turning 41. I've been working since I was 13. Some years I've busted out 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 hours. So I have worked sometimes 4 jobs at a time. I have been in conversations and had great friendships with some extremely brilliant people, as well as people who've struggled and gone through a ton. So fairly well versed in some areas, and if you have any questions or comments or thoughts, I'd love to chat. He moved from the US and now he goes to our school. Oh, that's fantastic. I'm glad that you're being a light and a witness to this new person at school. And yeah, just the only thing I can suggest, because at my church and different places and people that I'm with, I meet a lot of new people all the time, is just ask them questions, like very subtly get to know who they are, and then just share the things that you like, and you'll find some wonderful things in common over time. But don't smother them, because if they are shy, then they may pull away, because I heard this phrase a while ago: the difference between someone who's insane, or like a person who is like a serial killer, or a person who's like a narcissist, the only difference between them and a super nice person is that they'll do something terrible to you over time. At the end of the day, they treat people at the beginning very nicely. So just be cautious and take your time, and I hope you have a great I hope you have a great opportunity to really speak into this new person's life. Does it cost money to be a member? Not for me. I don't have a membership or anything like that right now, nothing exclusive. I'm not at that stage or level. I just enjoy streaming and helping people. I will be releasing a book. Does it cost anything to be a member for me? No, not at all. No, I have no membership. If you have a membership though, and you've got something to sell or something amazing on the go, you can always share it and see if anyone would like to bite. But yeah, so yeah, overall, that's the name of the game, is just to bless people, connect, and do it one-on-one. So that is the name of the game. So I guess I can go through some of these right now. I was talking about The Rookie. I really enjoy that TV show right now. It's so wholesome. It's so wholesome. Okay, I want to be a member of your channel. I don't have a membership set up. The subscription is great. If things do take off over the next little while, I've been streaming and doing videos for years and years, then I'll make a membership and I will remember you, War God. And if I don't, you refer me to this video and I got you. I promise I will connect. It's better to build one-on-one and to build connections slowly. And I'm glad we have the opportunity to connect. And I'll be praying for your, future endeavors. Which I don't want to ask too much private information of yourself, but which grade are you in? And it's again amazing that you reached out to someone new in your school. That's a real blessing in a world that post-COVID can be really scary. People are nervous. People don't know how to communicate very well. It's a lost art to communicate with people properly. As I was saying before, yeah, I cannot tell you how much me and my wife are loving the Rookie. Oh, grade 5. Okay, so you are, aren't you up? I guess unless you live in the East Coast or West Coast, I don't know exactly where you live, and that is something you should not tell someone on the internet. But as a probably 10 or 11-year-old, just safeguard yourself and there's a lot of people on here, a lot of people on the interwebs that can be kind of ugly. So, but if you can get helped in any way, if I can help you along the way, or and also to ask your parents if you feel safe. And well, thank you for trusting me. But also, there's a lot of other people who may or may not be watching in the future. So it's nice that you're sharing that information with me. But we'll try to, as the adult here, I'll try to make sure that I don't ask any compromising questions with that trust. So, War God, do you like to video game? What are you? What is something that you really like to do as a hobby? What's like a little hobby that you like to do, and what subjects are you really doing well at, and what subjects are you not doing so well at right now? As for movies, I definitely want to check out the Avatar movie, not because I actually care about Pocahontas on steroids, but I'm feeling that I should watch it. It's one of those things that's like, it seems like it's a generational type film. It's like Lord of the Rings, which I absolutely love, favorite film of all time. Or I guess you could say maybe Aliens, definitely, Indiana Jones or Star Wars, and those types of ongoing films are kind of generationals. I really like to play hockey, and I'm doing good at math. Hey, that's wonderful, War God. Just keep that up. It's great that you're into physical sports and you're doing math. Oh, you're a big Star Wars. Do you like, which of the 9 films so far are your favorites? As for sports and fitness, closing off the end of the Super Bowl year, I'm just super happy the Patriots didn't win. As a Bills fan, it's been a tough go at the Patriots. Even when the Patriots aren't doing so hot and they're not a great team, they fall up a lot of the times. And we definitely need a wide receiver. That is without a shadow of a doubt. It's pretty sad. No worries. It's all good, War God. Appreciate you answering and asking the question. I would say my favorite of all the Star Wars films is probably A New Hope. Just I think it's A New Hope. Yeah, A New Hope is the first one that came out, and The Empire Strikes Back. Those were really iconic for its time, and I love the fight in Phantom Menace with Darth Maul. That was just bonkers. Probably one of the best. When I think of sword fights, and of course it's a lightsaber fight, but I think of that fight as one of the best fights I've ever seen. That was just tremendously choreographed. So overall, with the sports side of things, I'm happy that the Raptors are doing better. I never really liked Masai Ujiri, and people are not going to agree with me that the trade for Kawhi, I don't feel was a good one, because I feel like DeRozan wanted to be a lifetime Raptor, and I think Kevin Durant and other free agents would have come here over time, and we would have had a strong team for 10 years. But everyone's different. We have a championship because of it, but I'm happy Masai is gone, and I'm happy the team is starting to gel under hopefully a new culture that is coming together. All right, let's see. Um, I actually went to that place where you can build a lightsaber. Oh, nice. Is that the one where it's like a flick out and then it's an extendo and there's a light in between? Or is that one of them where there's kind of like a coil at the end of the lightsaber and it comes out? Those are pretty cool. As for fitness right now, I am trying my best to do the pull up bar as much as possible, a lot of body weights, calisthenics, and I'm getting back into the band slowly. But I will say one of the things that I've been finding super cool is doing like the rebounding. And it's just like basically hopping on your feet gently in the morning and at different times of the day to get the circulation going. And I think the next step is for us to get a trampoline. The rebounding, my grandmother actually taught me about that 30 plus years ago. And obviously, you're playing sports, you're doing other types of physical activity, and you're just like, what is this trampoline stuff, this rebounding stuff? And now that I know what it means for your circulation, for your overall health, if any of my kiddos get into serious sports, then I'll definitely be getting them into rebounding as it's just so good for your respiratory system, your core, and even while playing video games or watching some TV, hopefully getting a good, even small trampoline for inside will be great. Uh, I just got the handle. I made it actually. Oh, very cool. You're living a pretty amazing life. Maybe take dance lessons with your wife. That would be, hey, Barkman, nice to hear from you. Yeah, that would be super fun. I think after we have our next kiddo, then probably 4 or 5 years in, then we'd probably get back into probably learning some swing dancing or maybe a waltz, something like that, because those are both like partner-based dances where we could spend a lot of time even practicing on our own, and it can be low impact as well. So yeah, dance lessons. That's you know what we haven't broached that in a while just because of the kiddos in general. I appreciate that, Barkman. I appreciate that. That's a fantastic thought. Um, yeah, going back to the rebounding side of things, though, I think getting an indoor trampoline, it's pretty inexpensive. It's like $300, $400, and it's just one of those things where you can just do it and you do not gasp for air. I've just heard and seen so many positive reviews, especially in the winter, right, where you're getting the bottom of your feet, I like to call them your fingertips, or sorry, your toe tips, are getting engaged, your calves, your core, the lymph nodes, like your whole body is waking up your spine. So if anyone has an opportunity to get a small little trampoline, please get on it. As for relationships, as recently I've just been talking to a few people within the confines of my church, and there's been some people who are in some tough relationships, and it feels really, how can I say this? It feels really, they're in a desperation to be in these relationships. And so, I've been trying to walk them out of these situations, but, post COVID, it's been pretty bad. I think there's a lot of people who are really struggling just to even communicate or conversate with people. So, I understand why they're in these relationships. It's a lonely world out there, and just the connection, the real warmth of another human being beyond your morals and values means a lot in this what seems to be a very, very dark world for a lot of people. And if you dwell on whether it's YouTube or the news or whatever it might be, then yeah, it's something different. It's something surreal to know that there's so many people who are out there hurting. Can I ask something for a project? Yeah, absolutely. Please go ahead, War. I would love to answer a question here tonight. If anyone else has any questions on finances, I've been able to give my extended family over $200,000. I still keep my family afloat here. I'm doing well with my savings. Looking forward to buying a home at some point. I've helped countless people get out of problems with their finances. Anything in the Bible, pretty much. I've been studying the Bible for 20, 25 years. If I don't know the answer, willing to do a quick deep dive into Bible studies with people. If you have addictions, I broke 7 addictions in my life over the past 20, 25 years. Relationships, I've had great relationships, bad relationships, breakups, putbacks together, and I've helped multiple people get married, stay married, as well as some people break up and get divorces depending on the situations and the trauma they're facing. Sports fitness, used to be over 300 plus pounds, and now I am about 200 pounds, 200 maybe 510 or so. I haven't really weighed myself too often lately, but I've kept up the muscle, and I'm eating a lot healthier, feeling a lot better. Or TV shows or movies, marriage or parenting, something I'm always learning on and be leading into more of that into the future. I'm asking people what their favorite cars are. Oh, I definitely can tell you. It is any of the Trans Ams or Firebirds from the late 60s to 70s. Let me just pull it up here. I think it's the 1979 Firebird or the 1979 Firebird. I think it's the 1979 Firebird. Yeah, I think maybe it's I want to see if the 69. That might be a Trans Am. No, it's definitely the 70s, 78 or 79 Firebird. Or the Trans Am. It depends. Like I think it bounced between the two of them. The 78 Firebird is pretty amazing. 1978 Firebird. Yeah, absolutely. Tell us what your favorite car is. It's my favorite one. It's actually attainable to get, so I hope one day to buy it. Actually, I legit could go buy one right now. I'm probably sure I could go and buy it. It's just so expensive on gas. Actually, I'm gonna check Auto Trader right now. Trader, 1979 Firebird. Let's see if there's one on. Oh, there's 2 Firebirds, 1978 on sale. Ooh, 32,000. Boom. That's pretty cool. I actually can afford that. It's actually cool as you grow up when you can afford stuff. That is such a cool car. Yeah, one day. One of these days I'll get a Firebird. I've loved it since I was a kid. I don't know what it is about it. The Skyline. Oh, that Skyline is wild. That's a great car. The Nissan Skyline is legit. The GTR. Yeah, let me take a look at this exact Nissan GTR. And we're talking the Nissan GTR R34. Okay. Yep, definitely. That thing has got some guts to it, eh? Do you like it souped up? Do you like it stock? What's your big thing? But they're too expensive. Show the Camaro too, please. Oh, so I don't have it be able to pull up on my phone here, but I can actually just reverse the camera here. I'll just flip it around. It's no big deal. 1978 Firebird. 1978, 1979. I think they're pretty comparable. Let me see if I like the 78 or 79 better. Oh, they're both pretty cool cars here. Yeah, let me get the best one up. Just give me a hot second here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there you go. I'm just gonna flip the camera around here for a second here. So there you go. That's the Firebird throughout the years here. I'll just show you the history here. So, So the second generation was I'd say the third generation wasn't so hot with the lights, but and I was not a fan of the fourth generation. So I'd say the second generation, the Hollywood Star, is probably where it's at for me. I like your favorite and mine. Yeah, 100%. We all like the different, we all like different things, right? For different reasons. The Firebird for me just it just looks like it could cut through anything. I just love the thing. The second generation is just, it's wild. It's long, it's sleek. I've been in it once, and I could actually fit in it, which was nice, as I'm about 6'3". So fitting in things is, it can be difficult, to say the least. Yeah, I'd say 1970. I don't like the 70, 82. Yeah, The thing is about the 80s is cars got way too boxy. I didn't like how the headlights got cut down. I know that's like the Knight Rider vibe, but I definitely was not feeling that. 77. I wonder how the Firebird was there. Yeah, 77, pretty gangster. But yeah, one of those. I'm not sure exactly what. I like the open lights there. Smokey and the Bandit car. There you go. Can you show them mine? Yeah, for sure. Let me check out the Nissan, the GTRX. So I'll show a souped up one here. So let's go with these guys. The Skyline. The Skyline is pretty gangster, I must say. All right, so here's the different Skylines here. That's a nice Skyline. That thing definitely can rip up a track. You got some, what's it called? Some Fast and the Furious vibes here. Tokyo Drift styles. Oh, that's a joint now here. That's sleek. Look at that thing. Yeah, that'll make some noise, eh? Very nice. Very nice. Definitely a fast car. Yep, I definitely like them. They're, I think actually when I was playing Need for Speed, that was the car that I think it started me off with. So I got pretty used to that car there for a while. Smokey and the Bandit. Bandit. Yup. Oh yeah, my boy. There's my boy there, Burt Reynolds. My man, yeah. I wonder what he was driving. Smokey and the Bandit, which car? Probably a 67, 66? No, a 77, the Trans Am. Oh yeah, the Trans Am. Yeah. 77 with the T-roof. Yup, that thing is slick. I just love the curve on it, the back. Again, the slick lights are cool for Knight Rider, but yeah, it's not really full on my thing. All right. If anyone has any other thoughts or questions, you should show us the Supra. The Toyota Supra is good times too. Toyota Supra. I definitely am a fan of the newer Supras. Actually, no, I lied. The newest ones I am not a fan of. So I'm going to go over the years. So let's see if they have, yeah, they have Toyota Supras. Yeah, so I'm definitely a super fan, I would say, of the A90 maybe. I think that's probably my favorite one there. Whoops, we're onto the Facebooks here. I definitely got to pull up another camera here. So yes, over the years here, yeah, this is a great illustration. So let's get it on here. So this is the, I would say my favorite Supras are the 86 through 93 and the 2018. But I don't know, we'll see what the chat says, which one their favorite is. I like how, again, I guess more I like the scoop and the headlight, the size of the headlight. The 83 one again was kind of, 86 to 93 was kind of boxy, but in the early 90s they really started to get more of a switchblade view going on. Mine's is the second bottom, yeah. All right, second bottom, yeah, that's similar to mine too. Yeah, there's definitely a sleekness. The newest one, the 2018 is cool, but it just kind of looks like it's generic. They just kind of all are starting to look the same, and that just happens with so many different types of what's it called? So many different types of automakers making similar things. It naturally happens. The Dukes of Hazzard Charger, yep. The Dukes of Hazzard, I really got to look into that. I think will be one of the next goals that I have, is to make sure. Yeah, the Dukes of Hazzard car, to make sure that I have the visuals on to be able to check for the different videos here. Let's see, the Dukes of Hazzard car. There we go. The General Lee. The Charger's pretty cool. Not really my favorite, but I can understand why it's other people's favorites. Bose General Lee. It's a fancy car, man. Thing had power galore in it, but not exactly. I don't know. I found it the back is too long. I don't know. Maybe it had to be built that way for the power side of things, but just that's what my grandpa has. Oh, well, your grandpa is a blessed man. That's still an amazing car. It's not what I would put my money up, but if someone gave me that car or someone I knew had that car, I'd be pretty thrilled myself. Very cool, very cool. All right. Well, if anyone has any questions or thoughts on anything, the Bible, if the addiction, relationships, sports, fitness, finances, parenting, marriage, I am down to answer any of those questions. And if not, that's all right. It's a wonderful Friday. I'll be really happy to catch up on playing some Crash Bandicoot 4. I am really, really thrilled that they made another Crash Bandicoot, because that was my for the old heads. That's like Super Mario. I'm sure, people could think of Ratchet and Clank or other video games, maybe Rayman, but Crash Bandicoot series, the soundtrack, the 3D characters, the game integration, interaction, the amount of modes in the game, just so it was top notch for me. Absolutely loved, and I'm loving the new iteration here. I got the revamped version from about 5-6 years ago. I haven't even cracked open. I've just been so busy that, and for Spyro the Dragon. So that is my go to sleep, stay away from temptation, stay out of the X-rated content stuff, and yeah, just cool beans. You should check out American Farming on your phone if you like square body trucks. Yeah, okay, I'll definitely take a look. Sure, check out American Farming, but I'll probably, it's a game, okay. I was actually looking at, there's a new truck actually, a new truck that came out. It's with a throwback. I think it's the Chevy 3100. I'm kind of interested in this truck. It's an old school throwback. So this is the original from 1952. And then, so that's the original here. And that's the 1952 pickup. And then here's the new iteration that they just made from 2026. Let me type this in here. 2026. So this is the new boy, new bad boy on the block here. So I'm looking forward to getting in, maybe at the auto show or something like that, getting in to see this guy. This is a really nice throwback. I'm hoping that this thing stays around for a little while. Yeah, there's the front and back end here. Let's take a look. That is a slick looking machine. I'm really loving the throwback on this. If you've have ever had the chance to go to Cuba, which I have, to see all those older cars, is really something amazing. Trying to get the right zoom in. I got to get this system put out to get better. But yeah, that's a slick truck. I'm glad that they're doing more throwbacks. It's a game. I made. Oh, really? Okay. American Farming on your phone. Okay. American Farming game. Oh yes. Okay. I have actually seen this. Wow, it's rated quite high too. Right on. That is legit. All right. I think I'm going to call it. I appreciate War God the sub, and I appreciate you spending time. Yes, check it out. It costs money though. It's okay. I'll take a look. I don't have a lot of time right now. I won't lie. Just between the streaming and working another job, being a good dad, being a good husband. But I appreciate War God. You coming on. I hope to be doing another one of these live streams at around 10:30 or 11 on Monday, at least Eastern Standard Time. You probably are at the same time or a different time, but around the same time as now. So I look forward to chatting with you again. And, by God's grace, we were able to meet. I'm praying that you have a wonderful evening and keep being a great befriender and trusting God. You have a great day, War God. God bless you, sir. Have a great night. Oh boy. All right. That's amazing. Thanks for, And thanks for your kindness. I really do appreciate it. It's one at a time, by God's grace. Have a great night.